Greetings, fellow classic TV fans, and welcome to Retro TV Radio. I'm your host, Pat McCormack. So, when you think of Major Margaret Hot-Lips Houlihan, do you think of Sally Kellerman from the classic film version of MASH? My guess is that most of us instead immediately think of the great Loretta Swit, who throughout MASH's run truly owned the character, helping to shape Margaret into the multi-dimensional head nurse that we all know and love, and sometimes love to hate. Today, we are rejoined by this legendary actress to discuss her work with the Switheart Animal Alliance and the way it continues to help transform the lives of people and all our animal friends. She is the portrait of enthusiasm, and as you'll hear, Loretta still loves coming together with her fans via autograph events or Cameo calls. She also loves creating dazzling artwork, as you'll see in their second printing of her watercolor illustration book, Switheart, now with a new foreword from BJ Honeycutt himself, Mr. Mike Farrell. She also offers a popular women's fragrance that she developed and her very own jewelry line, each to benefit the Switheart Animal Alliance. And trust me, you'll hear why she's now one of my absolute favorite interviewees. Enjoy! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the podcast the legendary, multi-talented, and might I add, extremely gracious Loretta Swit. Hello, Loretta.
Hello there, and how are you today?
I am doing just fine.
Good. I like hearing that. I don't like people who come back with, I'm okay. That's not good enough.
Right.
You know, come on, attack the day. I'm great, you know?
Exactly. And then I started thinking, now why did I schedule this for a Monday?
Right. Yes. You just attack that week.
Exactly. Well, the funny thing is, and you notice I put the term extremely gracious in there. And I mean, there's just not enough wonderful words to describe you.
Oh, bless your heart. That's so sweet. Listen, you know, I'm a people person, and I think if all of us just cared about each other, would be fine. That's all you need when you get up in the morning. How can you help somebody? Or how can you do something fun with somebody? Or, how can I help my friend do this, that, or the other thing? It's an amazing gift, medicine, a soothing balm, whatever. It's just a great thing to have during the day.
Yeah.
And it's a win-win situation.
Well, I consider having you back on this podcast a total win-win situation.
Yeah, I bounced right back. Did I have fun? Oh, yeah.
Well,
I bounced right back.
I was going to say that the thing that really made me feel just how wonderful and gracious and friendly and people person you are, as you just described, people person, I like that.
Yeah.
Was the first time that I had an interview with you, and I'll admit I was very green, Loretta, very early on in my interviewing skills.
Yeah.
And I just thought, okay, well, I'd love to talk to Loretta Swit. What the heck am I thinking?
What am I going to say?
Well, that's just it. It's like, may as well just go big right from the beginning. But here's the funny thing. It really wasn't funny at the time, but, for some reason, most people just think celebrities, such as yourself, all live in California.
Oh, I know. And boy, that's less true now than ever before.
Yeah. Whoa, let's not go down that road. Believe me, I was almost part of the exodus. But here's what happened. We had an appointment scheduled for, I think it was 1 o'clock your time. And here it is, 10 o'clock my time. And I'm nervous, just to put it bluntly.
Oh.
And I get a call from our friend, Mr. Bowl. And he says to me, Pat, are you okay? And I'm thinking, well, yeah. Why? There's no emergencies here. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, Loretta's been waiting for your call for the last half an hour. And I went, well, that's not right. It's, wait a minute, it's one. Yeah, Pat, she's on the East Coast.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, it's all a question of words, word selection, the semantics. I wasn't, quote, waiting. I was available. I was around. I didn't go out without the phone or, I was there. Not exactly waiting. I was just available and sort of ready for you whenever you were ready.
Well,
that's a difference. You're not perfect. So, but Harlan's great. Harlan, talk about a people person,
I agree.
He's just such a lovely, sensitive human being. So he's always, he's on everybody's side. He's worried about you. He's worried about me. And, he's great. I love him to pieces.
Oh, me too. I still think he was, when he meant, "Are you okay?" It's like, have you gone crazy? It's like, way to get started with me, pal. And I'm oh, no. Oh, and so he said, okay, so she waited. She had to go run some errands. And I'm thinking, oh, no. And he reached out to you and you said, "It's okay. I'll be back in a couple hours and he can call then," which I did. And we proceeded. Yeah. And I thought, oh, man, I just hope to God every single celebrity I speak to from here on in is that gracious.
That's so sweet.
Well,
you know what usually follows us up is the Eastern Standard or whatever. So Harley and I are always fiercely accurate about now 1 o'clock, whose time, or so when he's having me write it out or he writes it out for me and sends it to me, it's always very specific about whose time zone I'm going to be ready for, and something, let's say you miss, nobody dies. You just approach it like they're moments of life and we'll do it. It's going to get done.
Yeah.
And you're going to laugh about how screwed up you got. You were waiting because you thought it was Eastern Standard Time or whatever. It's just when you consider the problems that we deal with in the world every day, it's nothing. This is like light and fun and terrific, So I think you just have to have that attitude about your priorities.
Well, I could not agree more. And he put it in a 3-word sentence. It happens, Pat. Oh, good. I feel so much better.
Oh, I'm glad you feel better.
Yeah, it definitely knocked me for a loop. But again, folks, as you can hear, Loretta is so down to earth and so sweet that it just, you made me feel comfortable right away. So thank you for that.
That's great. That's my job. I'm supposed to do that with my audience. They're supposed to be comfortable, challenged, open, learning, laughing, to looking, and they're supposed to be getting from the moments. And my job is to make sure I'm there trying to help them get it all, be comfortable and enjoy it all. Or, when you go on stage, it's my responsibility. I have to make sure that you're laughing or you're crying, a good cry, or whatever. And then we do it together. We become a team.
Right.
We accept each other.
And somebody agrees. I can hear somebody agreeing back there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's little Shimmy Sham. Shammy, why are you barking? Huh? Mommy's on the phone giving an interview. Shimmy Sham? I have 2 little rescue Yorkies, and they are so delightful. They're funny. Talk about entertaining. God. So I'm so anxious to talk about the jewelry dash.
Yes.
my short line.
The line.
Everything is heart related, which makes me so happy. It's Switheart, and it's a Switheart line. And the rings, for example, are sterling silver. They are the carving of two hands clasping each other in an embrace, two hands holding hands, so to speak. But they open. And when they open, there is a gold heart that they've been holding for you. So in essence, you're giving somebody a ring of love. Here's my heart. I have a heart of gold and I want to give it to you.
No, it's beautiful.
And it's, I love, everything seems to have a good message, a right message, a flow that keeps going back to what gives us life, which is heart,
Right.
what gives us feeling and so forth. And the necklaces are the same way. What makes them unique, a lot of things make them more unique and different. Generally speaking, when you have something on a chain, you're twisting it into the front most of the nights because it travels a little off center and you're always, and this does not happen. It's fixed. It is exactly in that center when you put it on and it doesn't move. So I love that. It's suspended and it looks like, any other item on a chain, but it doesn't move and you don't have to be twisting it around all night. So that's your number one difference, and I love that about it. It's a gold chain, white or yellow, mostly yellow. People prefer yellow, but I will do white if that's a preference. And it's my birthstone, which is topaz. Now, when topaz is first mined, it's colorless. It's white. It looks like a diamond when it's polished, which is great. So I can do your birthstone, for example. I have now I don't know the process. All I do is say what I want and it's done. So I have done my topaz in garnet, in amethyst, in emerald, in ruby. So they're colors of the gemstones that is your birthstone, but it's on my birthstone. So we're joined again together with this heart, this one necklace, this one piece, your heart, my heart, and our birthstone. So you see, it's just kind of my little story with my friends, and one heart, one love, one friendship, and so I'm enjoying that. I've just ordered to have a look at aquamarine, tourmaline, which is a lovely pink stone, and I'd like to see a blue topaz, see what that looks like, and maybe a sapphire. Totally different blues, but the very dark sapphire does not work. At least it doesn't work on me. It turns very black. So we're working on a good shade of blue for a sapphire birthday. And so anyway, it's all very creative. It's colorful. It's artistic and creative. And I'm having a wonderful time making people happy with this.
Yeah.
And I'll be in St. Augustine at this lovely jewelry store. It's a chain, Underwoods. And they'll be featuring the necklaces and the rings, and we'll be raising money for my charity. So I'm a very happy camper.
Well, anybody listening to this can tell, and myself included, which is what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Especially from people in your business because of the struggle that's been going on.
Well, we see the light is at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get there. The writers are settling up, and we're going to get there.
Yes. Well, in the meantime, do art and raise money for animals. What else could be better?
Yes. Let me qualify that just a little bit more. We're all animals. You do realize you're an animal.
Oh, man. Can't tell you how many times.
When I say a humane or animal or something like that in terms of my charity, let me tell you that we just sent a lot of money, it's relative. We sent a donation out to Maui.
Oh,
Well, do you think the animals that we deploy there to help dig people out of rubble, that's for the people too.
right.
It's not just the animals, it's the animals helping people and the people sustaining the animals. Like the dogs, the military dogs, we bring them back from Afghanistan after 3 or 4 tours of duty, and they've helped their partner. They have saved lives. So when I think of my charity as help for all of us, but yes, does it focus on those who cannot speak? Yes, that is my focus, but it's really a charity for all of us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and wonderful. I mean, again, there's the opportunity for these incredible service animals to do their job. I'd hate to think that, a dog that had been on 3 tours in Afghanistan would have nothing left but to come back and be a police dog.
No, that's, first of all, that's not what happens. That
Right.
dog comes back here with PTSD. People don't realize that that's the same. We're like one person. That happens to our guys and girls, and it happens to our animals, our animal companions. The military dogs come back with PTSD, and they need work. They need to be recycled so that when they're walking with a companion, and it's July 4th, and they hear fireworks, they don't go around attacking. They have to be recycled. And there's also that process that's part of our alliance. This is part of what we do. You don't just bring them back, plop them here, and that's it. You need to recycle them. I always say recycle, but they need to be re-entered into service of a different kind. And Jamie and I were hosts at the daytime Emmys a couple of years ago, and one of my guests was a soldier who had come back from Afghanistan, brought his partner Haley, and I did a painting of Haley for him. He had lost 2 legs, and he was on a night mission. The dogs do not go out on night missions. They're not. It's not their thing. They can't help. So at any rate, Chris Bennett, and Chris is his name. Chris and Harley and I did some wonderful photographs and some wonderful PR. And Harley had been retrained. Chris is now the father of 2. And we have Harley, a former military dog, a wonderful animal companion for kids and for the family. His different personality has emerged, and he went back to another life of his, which is being an animal companion, a guard dog for a kid, a play toy for a kid, and so there's a lot involved. Not that bringing them back is a lot involved. But once they get here, we have to make sure they have the rest of their lives. And it usually involves helping us. We continue to help each other.
Right.
That way.
Yes, and it's fantastic. I'm hoping more than the fair share can be reacclimated to be dogs again, to be the companions rather than,
yes,
what they were obliged to do or brought in to do during those operations. And it's yes. Good news that they're being reacclimated, and there's success rates there.
Yes,
I'm certainly no expert by comparison. I do know that you have just dedicated so many years to just the welfare of animals in general. As a matter of fact, I recall in our last conversation, I was telling you that there was this slogan being advertised in California: simply clear the kennels. And
wouldn't that be wonderful?
You also, though, made a really strong point about that, which sank in for me. And that is, you don't want to just clear the kennels.
Oh, yeah, that's semantics. Yeah, that's not what it's all about. We're not looking to get points because we've cleared out the kennels. It's not that easy to just go in there and adopt a dog. You've got to really qualify, and either beyond paying a donation or whatever. But you have to qualify for getting a dog and what you will do for that dog, because that dog is prepared to give you everything. They give us everything. I was on a flight a couple of years ago, and across the aisle was a woman with looked like a Pomeranian mix. So a small dog. And the dog was wearing a jacket that said it was a companion guard dog, not guard dog, a working animal.
Right.
And so I leaned over, I said, I'm so curious, how does your baby help you? And she says, he tells me when to take my nitro medicine. He knows when it's time for me to take my nitroglycerin. And isn't that astonishing? She doesn't know. He knows, and he tells her to take her pill.
Wow. Well,
yeah, that's just like, it's a small example, but I spend time with these little babies that are being trained to be guide dogs in Israel. And it's an amazing organization. It's called Guide Dogs of Israel, but they train the puppies from birth. They're never available. We take the puppies and start training them to be guide dogs from when they're very, very young. And then as the need arises, this organization gives that dog to a person losing their sight. And I've had notes from those people or talk to them. Or it's more than just giving them a pair of eyes. It gives them themselves back, their confidence, their security. They walk with security. I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I have support. And it's an amazing thing that the guide dogs are doing, the organization and the dogs themselves. It's just wonderful. So one day I was in my lobby playing with this cute little yellow lab who was training. She was in training to be a guide dog, and it's just wonderful what some of these organizations are doing. It's thrilling to be working with people who so deeply care about other people, and I think that's the most important thing we have going with each other right now in this very sensitive time, is to care for each other. We have to take care of each other.
Right. And learn something from the animals who do it unconditionally,
Yes, just their DNAs. How can I help you? Here I am, wagging my tail.
See, both your dog and my cat were both saying that right before we got on the phone.
That's right.
With me, though, it was more like, how can I mess you up? How can I screw you up before this interview? Oh, I love nothing more than making you uncomfortable, Daddy. Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny.
There's so much the organizations can do to help, though, the charities. I know what we have come up with, some ideas how we can help, something that you wouldn't have thought of, but it works. For example, it can be a real heavy scene to take care of animals in a family, let's say. And if you have heavy dentals, heavy medicals, they want to take care of the animal, but they can't afford to. So in some cases, they turn them in, which, thank God, do that. Don't just abandon them. So they turn them in. Now, my two Yorkies came from such a situation that separately, two different families could not afford the medicals and the dentals. And they brought them to the MSPCA in Boston, which is one of my alliances, and I do a lot of work with them, for them, and so forth. They called me, and I said, I'm on my way. So we drove to Boston twice. So the one time, picked her up and took care of the surgery, blah, 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 and so forth. And I'm so very grateful all around between the MSPCA, the family who cared enough, and my charity who was able to reach out and help. And wow, look what I've done for myself. I have these two adorable, charming, entertaining babies. One is 9. She turned 9. The other one turned 5. And they act like sisters. They're not related, but they're wonderful together. And it's a win-win situation. Everybody helped. Everybody. We helped each other.
Well, and your organization is a win-win no matter what. Considering you, well, I promise I don't cuss on my shows. I can't do it.
Okay.
There is a certain 4-letter word about some show you were on in the past that we just mustn't say. But that's the only 4-letter word that comes to mind right now. Other than, I was going to say artist, but wait a minute, that's more than 4.
Yeah.
But the way
no, you know what? It's okay. Because you're not plugging it. We're just talking in the blind here. We're talking in observation. You're not touting the show. You're not trying to sell me in a show. And that what we're trying to do as a group and supportive of our strike.
Yes.
We're just trying to back off from appearing that we're trying to sell what's not working for us right now. We need to resolve our issues, and then we'll go back to pounding the pavement and selling. Yeah. I remember years ago during the strike, we did not attend the Emmys. That was our way of saying we're not going to a celebratory event because we're hurting. We're going to picket and resolve our issues and work with each other, but we have nothing to celebrate. We're going to ostracize those award shows until this is resolved. That made sense to me, and that's what I did. And ironically, I did win the Emmy that year in absentia. But that to one side, it didn't take anything away from the win. It was wonderful. And I think that we boycotted this show was also wonderful. It made a statement about our union and about our unity. And I think that's very important.
Yeah.
The Actors Equity, the union, the other union for stage, their motto is one for all and all for one. And I think that's terribly important, especially in the arts, to support each other.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, I think clearly the fact that you did win drove the point home even better than just not attending.
In a way, sure.
Yeah. It's like, I don't care. I won? Well, maybe just a little bit.
Well, I did care. That's where
yes.
the point comes in. I care deeply, but I have to care about everyone, everything, and that's my way of doing it.
Integrity. It's integrity is what it is.
Have you seen my book? Did Harlan send you a copy of my book by any chance?
Well, I'm sure you instructed him to, and I don't know why he's just being so lazy.
No, I have 18 projects going in 15 different directions, and as does Harlan.
Oh, more than that, I think.
But it's. I wish you would just go on the website and get a copy, so that when we talk, you can be looking at the artwork, because that book is doing a lot for the charity, It's selling very well. I'm in the second printing, and I'm working on a new book. But it's a wonderful fundraiser. Everybody wins, and Christmas is coming up. It's a wonderful gift.
That's right. I have seen it, Loretta. I have, and I love it. This is your watercolor art.
Yes.
Specifically of the animals and little anecdotes that you add in there, but it's beautiful.
There's a story to every painting in there. That was the easy part of the book, because every painting is like one of my children, and there's always a story to having a child, growing up with that child, or so I loved doing the book, and I'm very, very proud of the book. And just the colors and the paintings are done so beautifully. Dugal is just past master at reproductions, and it's the fact that people are responding so positively is very encouraging.
Right. So now this is the second printing of the same edition.
That's right.
But there is one difference, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's right. Mike Farrell wanted to do the intro, and I said, "It's okay by me."
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's the beauty of having that, what's the term? I don't know if this isn't the right one, but that star power where you can lend a hand by putting your name.
Well, yeah. When you can give your voice, Mike Farrell, his death penalty focus, he's made great strides towards ending the death penalty all the way around, but many states later. He has really been instrumental and powerful, and people respect him, respect the shows that he's done, and so forth. And so he has a voice. He gets up to speak. Oh, let's hear what Mike Farrell has to say. And that's basically the power of celebrity. If they like you and like what you're doing, and they trust you, a lot of trust comes into that. You get on stage and they're comfortable, going back to what we talked about initially. My job is making you comfortable, entertaining you, making you laugh and cry and feel. That's the most important thing, because when those things are no longer present, guess what? You're dead. Mm-hmm. There is no feeling. You're dead. That's it. And the way we look to keeping our society alive and thriving is by looking to help each other and being with each other and feeling. So the arts are most important in our lives. We must keep the arts flourishing, because they help the sentient beings. They help the sensitivities, keep them honed. And when your sensitivities are operative, you're caring, and you're caring about your neighbor, your friend, your fan, everyone. And it's a win-win.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, that you've been able to utilize your artistic nature and to be able to create these products that not only are great products, but helping the cause. And I mean...
yes, of course. Yes, that's the full circle, coming full circle, And
not only that, you make women smell really good.
On behalf of my gender, I thank you.
Not that they don't smell good already. Don't get me wrong here. I'm just saying.
That's true. Let's call it an enhancement to what is already there.
You can get me out of jail anytime you want, Loretta.
But yeah.
What are you saying, Pat? We all stink? Is that what you're saying? No.
Yeah. Again, it's another heart-related item on my jewelry dash. It's a heart-shaped bottle, and it's a perfume oil. I'm crazy about the aroma. I have some of my clients are accusing me of using drugs. They said, I feel like I've been drugged. I love this so much. I can't get enough of it.
I need more. Yeah.
Yeah, think what you like. As long as you love it and you're using it. If you think you're drugged, that's fine. Just don't hurt anybody.
Exactly. And I thought, when we talked last, you had this great technique. Would they call it a roll-on or a roller ball?
Oh, it's a roll-on. Yeah, those are very. I can't take credit for that. Those are the going things right now. Roll-ons, roll-on perfumes, perfume oils, and so forth. You can carry it in your bag, your pocket, or whatever, and freshen up a little during the heat of the day, or at 3:00, everybody's starting to sag, and it doesn't spill. It doesn't. It's wonderful. So you just open up, unscrew the cap, and there's this little roller bowl, and you kind of roller bowl your pulse points behind your ears, and that sweet little crevice in your neck, and it refreshes you and everyone else around you, and it's nice.
Oh,
it's
sure.
Nice.
And there was that for added effect. I think last time when we were talking for added effect, keep it in the refrigerator.
When it got so hot, that was my little trick. Oh, and it was like taking a delicious smelling ice cube and rolling it on your arm, and I loved it.
Yeah, and it's oils, so you could actually probably freeze it. I mean, not freeze it, but make it that cold.
Yeah, it works fine. I'm not telling everybody to do it. I'm saying this is what I do, and I think it works, And if you want to do it, try it,
Well, I don't think there could be more of an original recommendation for serve chilled, right?
I serve chilled. That's exactly right.
I'll have my Switheart on the rocks, please. Oh, man.
Yes. Very good. Yeah, I'm getting some good ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I just flow on Monday mornings, I tell you.
Good for you. Well, you just store everything up over the weekend and then just explode on a Monday.
Yeah. Well, I'm being facetious, of course, but that's it.
Well, no, I think your attack is healthy. There are some who get up and it's, oh God, it's Monday. No, it gives you a whole brand new lease.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's attitude. It is the control center of your life. Your attitude. It's you can have yourself feel whatever you want. Yeah. You're in control, and I really think that we get up with that decision to make. This can be a great day, or you lose and it's negative or whatever, and you make that choice. You decide what it's going to be.
Well, it helps talking to a total inspiration first thing in the morning, too, which you are, and I thank you for that. I'm inspired. I'm fired up.
Hey, well, wait a minute. Whose idea was this? You brought the whole thing about. Don't you see it goes back to numero uno? It was your idea to have me come back, and we're chatting about things that we both love, and we're new ideas and new quotes and so on. So, I mean, you did it, didn't you? I mean, or we did it, fine. But that's what I mean about the control. I think we control. We can control everything. I don't mean to get out there and make things happen, and wars except as a body, as a whole army of people with positive attitudes. Can you imagine what you can accomplish?
Oh, it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing. I think people hear you talk and they just go, man, I want to be her. I want that personality. And I can tell you, folks, this is the real deal. This is the real Loretta. You know her as, someone else, but the fact of the matter is that person on the screen is one person, and then you get to know Loretta Swit, the real person.
Actually, that person on the screen is many persons. That's what we do. That's the fun of what we do. But I loved Houlihan. I loved her. I think maybe as an actor, I think I find it essential that I love the characters that I'm doing. Like Shirley Valentine. I loved that character. I loved it. Mame. Oh, God. What a versatile, wonderful, crazy, fun-loving character who turns into this wonderful maternal creature with her little boy, her little adopted child. And so I don't know. I guess there's always something wonderful in these characters. You put a lot of yourself in them, but I think a lot of them off the page occupy you. You'll learn from that as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, and the beauty of it is that you added true dimension to it. I mean, considering how long the show was on, you had time, and that is what happened.
Really, a blessing when you have a long run. I love long runs. Oh, dear. Better than that, I love to go back a year or so later for maybe a short revisit to see how much I've grown and the character has grown because of it or whatever. It's very interesting because it's people and there's no end to discovering about us. The human spirit, the people, we are so interesting. There is no end to what we can learn about ourselves.
Yeah. As Lee Purcell says, everybody has a story. And I thought that was...
Yes. Yes.
That was true. And this next thing I know, she was wanting to know all about me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the interviewer.
Wait a moment.
I didn't have my answers prepared. Uh-oh. But, Loretta, just such a wonderful experience talking to you every time.
Okay. Well, it's always fun. And I figure, when I hang up and I've had a good time, it's like, that was fun. You don't think of it as an interview. You don't even think of it as a promotion. But what happens is the total becomes all of that, becomes what it is, a promotion or a sharing or an interview or whatever you want to call it. We've just had a tete-a-tete and we've had a lot of fun. We've laughed a lot and we've talked about what I think are important things and things to think about, things to ponder, experiences we've had that we're sharing. So, wow, it's terrific.
Man, there is no way in heck that I can summarize this interview anywhere close to as good as that. No way.
To me, if you wind up thinking, gee, that was fun, it was a success. It was a success. If you walk away and you think, gee, that was fun, it means everyone listening also enjoyed it. They had fun as well.
Well, I don't know about them, but you've made my week so far. So,
well, you just missed everyone. What do you mean?
It doesn't matter. It's just you and me, Loretta. That's all. I'm not even recording this. I'm just talking to you. Little do you know, I don't really exist.
Oh, God, that's funny. Oh,
but I do know what does exist, and that is the holiday season, which is coming up, and I got to get this in there because, again, as you've heard us talk about this, all of Loretta's products are incredible. Hands down, and you will see that for yourself when you go to her website. I'm leaving links to everything in the description.
And you know what else? A lot of people who don't get a chance to go to the autograph shows, for example, or the website is a perfect place for fans to buy signed pictures, signed photographs. And I'll sign them and mail them out to somebody you want to gift. I sign it to, let's say, Rosemary is buying this for her cousin Paul because he's a great MASH fan. So I said, this is to Paul because Rosemary knows how much you love MASH and she wants you and me to have a very Merry Christmas or whatever. And you sign, it becomes a very personal, special gift. And you can do that. The cameos, you know about the cameos, do you not?
I do.
Yes. Well, I love doing those. I've done over 700 cameos.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it sounds like a lot. Let me tell you about Mr. Jamie Farr, whom everyone loves and adores. He's done over 2,000. Now, granted, he started a little before I did, but nevertheless, 2,000. But he is always in demand. He's so joyous. He's just a bundle of joy to spend time with. He's very bright. He's very funny. He's very happy. He has such a good heart, and it's lovely to be with him. So when he does a cameo, it's very personal and fun, and people just can't get enough of him. So there you have it.
Yeah. I mean, you've definitely kept some good company for sure, Loretta.
Yeah, that's for certain, yes.
But what's even greater to me is that you get out there still and you go meet the fans. And I just want to mention you do have upcoming appearances that are in time for Christmas, by the way, folks. This is important.
That's right. Yes, we're going to be. I'll be in Massachusetts, for example. I'm trying to. I'm lost without my calendar, which is
the 27th.
But yes, 27, 28, 29, I think. Is that correct?
Yes, in Massachusetts.
They're 3 days, which is wonderful. It's a great way to spend the weekend, and I love doing those shows. I love, like people will say, do you like doing this? Do you want to do this or whatever? Oh, well, let me tell you, I sit there and listen to stories of people telling me how I remind them of the times they grew up watching MASH with their parents. Their parents are now long gone. The memories I've given them, and they stand there telling me about these memories and these wonderful, warm feelings. They watch a rerun. They see me at an autograph show. They get an autograph. It's giving and receiving to the extreme, or they'll tell me how much they love me or love the show or love the characters. And you have this love fest. And what's wrong with that? I spend a weekend hearing how much you love me. Is that, did I have a good time? Well, yeah, that was fun,
Well, it's so deserved too. It is. You're a genuinely good, kind, talented actress, person, philanthropist, activist, all the positives that I could never dream up of saying enough of about you. And that's all true. And everybody can hear it. So, but you can find your upcoming appearance list at switheart.org, correct?
Yes, please. And please come and say hello. And, there are some people who come just to the table. They want to shake my hand, or maybe they can't afford the prices that day to take a photograph. They have photo ops, they call it. And if you're taking a picture with Jamie and Jeff, then it can get pricey. And maybe at this point you've run out of money because you've been at the show and you've bought other photographs and so forth. So they'll come and just want to talk to you and be with you. And I have some handouts that are free that I give, and that's what it's all about. You don't necessarily have to buy anything. You just want to be with us, and we're there. And I enjoy being there for the fans. They're there for me.
Yes.
It's a loving. So it's a good deal.
Well, of course, the added point though is that everything Loretta does is, and if you're buying anything, it's going to help something, someone, some four-letter word, some four-legged person.
And four-legged and the two-legged. I got to tell you, the teams that we sent over to Maui to help up or who are deployed anytime there's a crisis, I'm involved. You understand? I am part of the search. That's it's called search and rescue. The dogs, the teams of search and rescue. These guys who have their dogs, their companions, their partners, and their teams. And these teams are sent out to the crisis locations. And whether it's a volcano just erupt or a blazing fire or whatever it is, they're there. I was there with them during 9/11. I know what these teams do.
Well, Loretta, it has just been a great pleasure and an honor, again, to speak with you. Thank you for joining me on my Retro TV Radio podcast. And
it's fun. I highly recommend it.
Oh, thank you. Well, you have a great holiday season and sell lots of stuff. It's all for a good cause, folks.
I wish everybody God bless, Godspeed, and stay healthy. And that's the most important thing right now. Just stay healthy.
Thank you so much, dear one. You take care of yourself.
I will indeed. And you too. And God bless.
There you have it. Another Retro TV Radio podcast in the books. Remember to check out Switheart.org, which helps raise the needed funds for their important Animal Alliance work. Through the website, Loretta is offering the amazing products we discussed here. What a great way to get some early Christmas shopping done, while at the same time helping these wonderful charities for the love of animals. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to subscribe and leave me a positive rating and review. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Golden Rage of TV and on X at Golden Rage of TV1. This is your host, Pat McCormack, and thanks for listening to Retro TV Radio.